Brent, so when did you notice symptoms before you were diagnosed with Ewings?
I noticed them a couple months beforehand. There were a couple times where I was working out doing a deep squat, and I would start to have some hip pain afterwards and during the exercising, and so it would linger for about 2 weeks or so. I thought I could stretch it out and it would feel better, but it never ended up getting any better than where it was. And so I went in, got an MRI, all of that stuff, and sure enough, it ended up being a tumor in my pelvis.
Did they say it, like what stages it was in, or?
They never specified what stage, but it had spread to my lumbar vertebrae, and so there was a decent size, about 14 centimeter tumor in my pelvis, and then there was a small microscopic tumor about 3 millimeters in size in my lumbar vertebrae.
Currently, how are you feeling?
Currently, I'm feeling pretty good. The past couple months have been pretty tough as far as resuming treatment. I did 6 rounds of chemo to start with, took a break, had radiation, and then a little bit easier of some chemo. And then once I resumed the hard chemo, my white blood cells have just been pretty low. I've been in the hospital a couple times with pneumonia and sinus infection, but otherwise feeling pretty darn good. Still working, staying positive.
So besides the pneumonia and the other things that you mentioned, what other complications have you had?
I would say I have had many complications. With the chemo, side effects include nausea, fatigue. That's pretty much it. Nausea is more irritating than anything. I don't get sick at all, but I just always have that constant queasy feeling, and it lasts for a few days after my treatment.
And is chemo the only thing that you're doing, or is there certain medications?
Right now, I'm just doing chemo. My fiance has me doing some supplements like calcium, different things like that, but nothing specific as far as medications that I'm taking.
Okay, and for your diet, did you change after you found out you were diagnosed, or later on down the line?
Yeah, I changed it a little bit. I definitely started eating healthier, eliminating processed foods. Tumors tend to feed on sugars, and so I eliminated a lot of carbohydrates from my diet, any processed sugars, just sugar in general, and then just a lot of lean protein as opposed to red meats and things like that, so a lot of chicken, turkey, that sort of thing. So just really just cleaning up the diet.
Now, has it ever been in your family at all?
Nope, totally random, out of the blue, just happened probably from some DNA mutations. I'm sure as you all have heard, it's not genetic at all.
Just to finish up, anything you've learned along the way of this journey that you've been on?
It's definitely been a tough one. You definitely learn a lot about yourself and a lot about others and who's supportive of you and where your tight, close-knit friends are and all that. But the biggest thing I've learned is to stay positive and optimistic, and in the end it'll turn out how it's supposed to and everything will be just fine.
Thank you.